Imagine for a moment that inside you lives a sleeping giant. This giant is not made of muscle or bone, but of raw potential. Your ability to dream bigger, act bolder, and create a life beyond your wildest imagination. It represents the best version of you, the version that is fearless, passionate, and unstoppable. Yet, for most people, this giant never wakes up. They go through life unaware that this power even exists within them, shackled by limiting beliefs, fears, and habits that keep them playing small. They settle for survival instead of striving for greatness. But here's the truth. You already hold the keys to wake that giant. That's the message at the core of Tony Robbins' legendary book, Awaken the Giant Within. It's a guide not just to success, but to transformation, teaching us how to master our mind, our emotions, our body, and ultimately, our destiny. And in this journey, we're going to explore the life-changing lessons Robbins shares so that you can awaken your own giant and step into a life filled with confidence, purpose, and unstoppable energy. Robbins begins with a radical yet empowering truth. Your life can change in an instant, not in years, not in months, but in a single decision. Too many people believe transformation is slow, painful, and complicated. They think years of effort are required before real results show up. But Robbins flips that script. He teaches that it's not your circumstances that define you. It's your decisions. One powerful decision can set you on a new course. Life is like steering a massive ship. A small turn of the wheel today, even just a few degrees, may seem insignificant. But over time, that tiny adjustment puts you on an entirely different continent. That's how decisions work. The decision to finally take control of your health. The decision to leave behind a toxic relationship. The decision to pursue a dream you've buried for years. These aren't small acts. They are pivots that redirect your entire life. So ask yourself, what decision are you postponing that could change everything if you made it today? Because in the blink of an eye, your future can be rewritten. Another central idea Robbins shares is about the power of beliefs. Beliefs are like invisible forces steering every choice we make. They act as the compass of our lives. If you believe you're not smart enough, you'll avoid opportunities to grow. If you believe you're destined to fail, you'll sabotage yourself before you even start. But here's the liberating truth. Beliefs aren't facts, they're stories, and stories can be rewritten. Robbins explains that two people can face the exact same event, say, a financial loss. One sees it as the end of the world, while the other views it as the push they needed to finally build something greater. What makes the difference? Not the event itself, but the meaning attached to it. Or as Robbins says, it's not the events of our lives that shape us, but the meaning we attach to them. Imagine how your life would change if you stopped telling yourself stories of limitation and started creating beliefs that empowered you. Beliefs like, I am capable, I am resilient, and I deserve an extraordinary life. That's when the giant inside you begins to wake. Of course, belief alone isn't enough. Robbins highlights the role of emotions, the invisible fuel of life. Most people let emotions control them, bouncing from stress to anger to fear like leaves in the wind. But emotions, Robbins reminds us, are not random. They're signals, guiding us to act. The problem is that we misinterpret them. Instead of using emotions as a tool, we let them dominate us. Here's the breakthrough. You can change your emotions in an instant by changing your physiology. That means adjusting your posture, your breathing, even your facial expressions. Science proves that standing tall, breathing deeply, and smiling can literally shift your brain chemistry, creating feelings of confidence and calm. Think of emotions as habits. They're patterns your body and mind repeat. And like any habit, they can be reprogrammed. Imagine if you could swap out fear for courage or anxiety for focus. just by training your body to respond differently. That's not fantasy, it's psychology. It's how you take back control of your emotional life. But Robbins doesn't stop there. He goes deeper into the role of questions. Think about this. The questions you ask yourself every day are shaping your destiny. Most people don't even realize this. They ask themselves disempowering questions like, why does this always happen to me? Or, why can't I ever succeed? The human brain is like a search engine. Whatever you ask, it will find an answer. Ask a lousy question, get a lousy answer. Ask, why am I such a failure? And your brain will dig up reasons to confirm it. But shift the question to, what can I learn from this? Or, how can I use this challenge to grow stronger? And suddenly your mind starts finding empowering solutions. Small change, huge impact. Start asking yourself better questions, and you'll start living a better life. One of the most transformative ideas in Awaken the Giant Within is what Robbins calls neuro-associative conditioning. At our core, human beings are driven by two forces: the desire to avoid pain and the desire to gain pleasure. The challenge is that most people link these forces to the wrong things. If you associate pain with exercising, you'll avoid the gym. If you associate pleasure with eating junk food, you'll crave it daily. The secret is rewiring those associations. Link massive pain to the behaviors holding you back, like procrastination, smoking, or overspending. At the same time, link massive pleasure to the habits you want to build, like working out, learning, or taking bold action. When you do this consistently, your behavior begins to shift automatically. It's no longer about forcing yourself to do the right thing. It becomes who you are. That's how transformation sticks. Not through willpower, but through conditioning. Robbins also teaches that your standards determine the quality of your life. Think about it. We all have a long list of things we should do. We should exercise more. We should save money. We should spend more time with family. But shoulds rarely move us. They're weak. Change happens when should becomes must. When you raise your standard and decide, I must take care of my body every day, you create a new identity. Your standards are like the thermostat of your life. If your standard is set low, you'll tolerate mediocrity. But the moment you raise it, your life begins to rise to match. Look at anyone who's transformed their life, whether it's financially, physically, or emotionally. Behind that change, you'll always find a moment when they raise their standards and refuse to settle for less. That's the power of identity. When you change what you demand of yourself, you change your destiny. But perhaps the most important reminder Robbins gives us is this: success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Think about it. The world is filled with people who have wealth, fame, and status, but who feel empty inside. They climbed the ladder of success only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. Awakening the Giant Within isn't just about reaching goals. It's about aligning your life with your deepest values. It's about living in a way that brings lasting joy and purpose. Fulfillment comes when your actions match your heart. It's not about having more, but about becoming more. It's about growing, contributing, and living with passion. So what does this all mean for you? It means the giant within you is real, it's powerful, and it's waiting to be awakened, not someday in the distant future, but today. All it takes is a decision to raise your standards, to rewrite your beliefs, to master your emotions, and to ask better questions. A decision to stop living small and start living with purpose. Life will still bring challenges, but with the giant awake, those challenges become stepping stones instead of roadblocks. They become fuel for growth instead of excuses to stay stuck. And here's the call to action. Don't just nod along and move on with your day. Look in the mirror right now and make one bold decision. Decide to take back your health. Decide to face your fears. Decide to invest in your growth. Whatever it is, Make that choice with clarity and commitment, because the moment you do, the trajectory of your life begins to change. If this message has inspired you, remember, knowledge without action is wasted. Apply what you've learned today. Take one powerful step. And if you found value in this, make sure to like this video, leave a comment sharing the decision you're making today, and subscribe to Proven Mindset for more life-changing book breakdowns and motivational insights. The giant within you is waiting. It's time to wake it up. It's time to live your best life. And that life begins right now.